Welcome back to another one. This one about to be Talks on the Rocks, boy.
Oh, you happy about that one?
Yeah, I mean, they all know. We said last episode, just let you know, Ernest is still here.
Yeah.
Yep, they still been drinking.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking, bro.
H2O, baby.
Dang right.
H2O, baby.
Man.
Yeah, as you can see, we still have our guest. He was so kind to join us for another episode. Absolutely. And this is the what? The
Toxic.
34th.
Tres Quattro.
Right, there we go. Tres Quattro.
See, Talbot's been drinking tonight.
Yeah. What's in your cup? He got it hidden.
It's actually Trainta y Quattro.
Okay, I like it.
There you go.
I like
It's
it.
actually better.
Yeah.
It is not Trainta.
Yeah, no, I think he's
It's
wrong for
Trainta.
sure.
It's Trainta.
Yeah.
It's Trainta.
I took about 3 years, but I don't know.
Damn it.
Trente Quattro.
Trainta Quattro.
Thank you.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm
Tony.
Dominican in Dominico.
Oh, God.
I love that.
We are back.
We're back.
Again with another.
I'm never living that down. Never living that down.
Oh man, we gotta have that like legit. I want you to do a little expert.
That's gotta be.
on that.
That's gotta be on the Christmas party feed.
No.
That is too funny.
Well, guys, it's Talks on the Rocks. It's been a minute since we've done a Talks on the Rocks.
Absolutely,
It's
sure
been
has.
it's been
And we're live.
And we're live. Hey, welcome to all the live listeners. We enjoy you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
And we're just having fun. Again, we know what Talks on the Rocks is about. Just vibing,
We're
just having a good
another
energy.
whiskey
Yeah,
to
we got
you.
another one. We got another one.
What is this one?
Talk to me about it.
Oh, you
I
want me
can't
to go?
see- No,
Okay.
you go ahead. I can't see it.
Old Forester.
Old Forester.
Okay.
1910. Old fine whiskey.
You excited about this one or no?
I've never seen the bottle before.
Okay.
So
Let me tell you a little bit about it.
Let's do it.
This whiskey is distilled by the U.S. only, and we are responsible for its richness and
They don't
fine
make
quality.
it in Dominico.
No, Dominico.
Good to know.
Its elegant flavor is solely due to the original fineness developed with care. There is nothing better in the market.
Oh, okay.
We gonna
Hey,
we
yo,
gonna
we
see
gonna-
about
we gonna
that.
test
We
that.
gonna see
Hey.
about that.
We gonna
Yeah.
test that.
Yeah.
I'd let you know though, you buy the hardest bottles to open.
Did you guys ever watch? So I'm a TV fanatic. What I do in my spare time is TV for sure.
Okay.
All right.
And
Netflix or what?
sometimes I feel guilty about it, but it's like, I work too hard. I can
Yeah.
watch TV, Netflix,
Okay.
anything that's on demand. But did you guys ever watch Boardwalk Empire?
No, never heard of it.
Great show. It's about Prohibition
Okay.
in New Jersey at the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
So that's now that I live on the East Coast, I have a fascination about the boardwalk, right? The Jersey boardwalk. But it's about the story of this mob boss who was not Italian, but did work with the Italians. But he was bringing liquor to all of the places on the East Coast during Prohibition. When I see that bottle, it reminds me the shape of that, which is Old Forester. And look at the stamp on it. It looks like somebody just
1910.
For sure.
did this
Stamp
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
You guys got to check that movie out. I can't think of the main character's name. It'll come to me. Bumpy. No, not Bumpy. Bumpy's from Harlem.
That's Harlem. Yeah,
That's Harlem. It'll come to me in a minute, but it's a great show.
Okay.
If we can,
You were thinking American Gangster.
Our, yes,
Yeah.
Talks on the Rocks, intermingling some TV shows.
Yes,
I can
yes.
help you with that.
Okay. Yeah.
But you guys got to check out Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Hey, I want to hold on one second. We had a story just like that and a bottle just like that where the mob boss was in the Prohibition.
Yeah.
What is it?
Remus.
Oh,
It's Come on now.
baby.
Come on now.
Remus is like, Remus is like the girlfriend you guys all want.
Yeah.
We bring this thing up on episode. Come on, now.
Bro, we gotta stop talking about that.
I'm sorry. It was that
Apollo,
great.
Remus.
Insurance,
Remus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
yes.
what's crazy? And I
They
had,
gotta send y'all some money, man.
Bro,
They
have
should.
to.
bro, you know
They
what's
should.
crazy? I had the ability to get George Remus Reserve, which is really hard to find.
Yes,
And Luke
special.
told me no.
Should have got it.
Yep.
This is a shame.
That's
It's a
okay.
shame. It's on me. I gotta
That's
wear
okay.
it.
All right, let me crack this
Open that up. Let's taste what's in there.
Oh, that was
That was weak.
there. That was a little.
It's
One
not-
more time.
Let's do
not
another
good
one.
of a
Do another
floor,
one.
bro.
That was a lot better. That was a lot better. I'm not mad at you. There you go,
That's
brother.
a cool thing you guys do with the uncorking.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you like that.
I started it. Hey, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, he wants his credit. Though.
Yeah,
I want more credit.
yeah, he does. That's what he
For
wants.
sure.
He wants to get paid for it.
Yeah.
That's one time.
Come on, man, pour it. Don't get
He's
distracted.
in sales.
Don't get
Yeah,
distracted.
I've never asked for
Don't get
compensation.
distracted.
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
young grass.
No, that's
Please.
crazy. That's crazy. That's a crazy line that you just said.
Sure.
What my son says is crazy work.
Mm.
He's like, Dad, that's crazy work.
I'm gonna be honest. This seems kind of chocolatey.
It does look dark.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
very, it's very
Well,
dark.
Compared to what we had before, for sure.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
EJ, man, he's grown a ton. I bet, huh? Mark
He's-
tells me
he's
this guy's
taller
like,
than all of you guys.
yeah, that's
He's
what I'm
about
saying.
6'1", 6'2".
How tall are you? 6'3"?
6'4". I was hoping he would get.
He play basketball.
Yeah.
I did.
Does he?
He does. Yes, he does. He does.
What does your daughter play?
He was just an announced Player of the Year for the Suburban newspaper
That's awesome.
in our market.
Is he
Yeah.
trying to go
awesome.
to college or what and play?
Yeah, he wants to.
Okay.
Either way, he's going to college. But he wants to play. But he wants to go to a HBCU.
Okay.
My daughter goes to Howard.
Okay.
He wants to follow in her footsteps, maybe.
Okay.
He got accepted to North Carolina A&T, which is in his top 2.
Nice.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Taking him 2 visits. I think he may go there, but they don't have any room for guards right now. So
Got it.
dealing with that whole thing, Luke.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Oh,
my
I
last
get it.
one, man.
Yeah.
You know? We're gonna enjoy Tulum, and we'll figure what out.
You
figure out
have
the rest
you have a
out after.
midlife crisis yet, or what? Does it hit you yet? or-
Let's not for the podcast.
Before we know it, he's got a Porsche sitting in his garage.
I can't fit in a Porsche. What I will buy is a boat.
Okay, all right.
That's
I like
the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
A
No
boat.
Euros. No Euros. Lamborghini
No,
Euros.
Lamborghini
no,
Euro truck.
No. Give me a
come
boat,
on.
man.
You don't want a lamb
I
truck.
want a cruiser about 60 foot with a
Okay.
kitchen in the bottom.
Yeah.
full
So you want a
bar,
yacht?
A nice big old
That's what he
round
wants.
bed.
You want a
Yeah.
yacht? Just say it.
Yep.
Baby yacht.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'll see if I can get a home warranty on it if it's not over 5,200 square feet.
Yeah, that's true. You can't do that.
You got it.
I think you can get one of those.
We'll see. We'll see.
Got it. All right, tell me what you smell.
Let's do it.
I mean, we waiting.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I poured it.
I got
Hey,
distracted.
take your time.
It's talks on the rocks.
You right.
We take our time.
You right.
Man, I had to get the
Ooh,
nose
this
down
is
there.
heavy.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
Okay. Yeah.
Caramel's in there.
Let me tell you, 93
Don't
proof.
try to steal my caramel.
No.
He jumped right
There's
on
no
it.
caramel in
No,
that.
it is.
There
I
is
don't
no
think it's
caramel.
Just
I
letting y'all
guarantee
know,
it
it's
is.
the same
Watch.
percentage and same proof as last
94?
one.
I just feel like it's
93.
heavy.
93.
Is this? It's got to be chocolate in it.
Yeah, there's something that's darkening it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sticking with caramel.
No.
Tell me
there's no
yes.
caramel.
No, it's not caramel.
No caramel.
What is in here?
What's?
Actually,
Vanilla. I smell
Wait a
vanilla.
minute.
caramel corn.
Put it in
Caramel
there now.
corn.
That's my. Yeah. I get that.
That's a reach. That's a reach. That's a reach. That's a reach.
Caramel foul. That's a reach.
That's a reason. All right.
All right, is my vanilla correct or incorrect?
That's correct.
Oh
Hold on, we need one of these though.
What's one of these?
Don't mess it up.
Oh, you're doing a little pour?
What's in?
each his own.
To
Each
each-
his own.
No.
What's
in
The bottle.
What's in the bottle? That's a Mark.
That's
That's
Mark,
a Mark
by the way.
statement right there.
And this is my favorite.
coffee? Is coffee?
Ooh. What? That's
I
wild.
was getting the smell of
That's
coffee.
wild.
Okay, there's also another thing
Whoa.
that is
Not coffee. I wouldn't have got that.
I'll-
Is this something that we talk about before?
no, it's toffee. There's toffee.
Gotcha.
in
Toffee.
it.
Coffee and
Okay.
coffee.
That's what's dark.
That's the chocolate.
Both those two
Not
things.
the
yeah.
chocolate, but.
Yeah, those are. It's dark.
Shout out to the coffee drinkers.
Yeah. for real.
Okay, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it.
Okay. What? Whoa.
I already
He's
did.
done.
I already did.
Both.
Bro.
They have to go.
No.
You
10
guys
push-ups.
dragged
10
this
push-ups.
They
first
have
part
to
out.
go.
10 push-ups.
Too
From now on,
long.
we're doing 10 push-ups.
Hey, it touched my lips, but I didn't
We
drink
just
it.
had,
You
hey,
drank it.
Do you know we just had a push-up contest at Kwanzaa?
10 push-ups. I need 10 right now.
I won.
Hey,
I
he
won
did
the-
not.
I won.
I don't remember him winning.
I'll do it with
I
you,
don't
but I
remember
need
him
10
winning.
push-ups
All right,
for both of you.
whiskey for the soul.
That's
Insurance
crazy.
for the
Insurance
wallet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
For sure. I love it.
Now, let me tell you, what do you taste?
Wow, that's good. I like that.
That's strong. That's a lot stronger than the last episode.
I like that.
I don't know about
That's
that, Luke.
got
The
a little-
coffee's got a little like it's
got a little pizzazz
juice
to
it. Yeah. That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know.
All right, there's one. Actually, do you guys taste anything else? Because I'll tell you it's not.
No, just tell us.
Tell us.
Buttercream.
Oh, buttercream.
And this is what they say it tastes like. Smooth, well-rounded mingling of sweet oatmeal raisin cookie
Okay.
and a milk chocolate leading into caramel corn.
Now wait a minute. I said chocolate earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
I gave it.
You didn't give me
No,
no.
but that
because
wasn't on the
that's-
taste.
That's not
It's a
on there.
taste.
It's the
yeah,
taste.
it's the taste.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's the coffee in the top.
Anyway,
in other
And then they say there's an evolving spice.
oh,
I'm not gonna
It is a
lie.
little kick.
I like
It's a
this.
little kick.
I
I like
agree
this
with
coffee.
the evolving spice.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Tell me why. How do you taste that?
After you taste it, it's continuing to kick.
Evolving.
What we had before, it was like boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had it. I'm,
sure.
I'm down your throat. I'm done.
Yep.
Pause. But
Yeah.
that right there was like, I'm kicking. I'm still kicking.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. Ask some questions that you want us to answer while we're on.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's
yeah,
it.
we're shooting live
For you.
as we speak.
This is
For
live,
you.
So.
They may not be able to hear us though, because I know they've struggled with that before.
Can y'all hear?
That microphone is at the
Yeah.
bottom of it.
There's some people that are joined.
But that's okay. Again, Talks on the Rocks, we're here. For
sure.
We tasted it. Now we got to get the ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will,
Let's do it.
I'll do. Can I go first?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Go, brother.
All right.
Absolutely.
I need to try this one though after my 75 days.
I'm gonna
Yes.
go 7.8.
7-8. So
And-
close to an 8.
And I like this
Okay.
because I like the little. We have a lot of lighter whiskeys that we've tried. This is unique.
It is.
How many whiskeys have we had to have coffee in it?
No.
Right.
Yep.
None.
No.
How many?
You're-
No, we've
No,
not
we
had
haven't
coffee.
had coffee.
Get the fuck out of here.
Peanut butter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah. Peanut butter, not coffee.
I
Yeah.
swear
I
we've had one
remember
with
the
coffee.
peanut butter episode.
Peanut
I
butter
remember
episode.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Not coffee.
Yep. That was screwball. That
I
was
think y'all are
screwball.
lying. I think y'all are lying.
Then we got toffee in this. I just think the taste is unique.
Yeah.
The spice lingers. We've talked about that. Like I still have the spice on my throat, and it's been about 25 seconds.
Exactly.
Since I've taken one.
25.
Exactly.
So, but
It's like
I
a
like
heat
that.
candy bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah.
I hate
So
heat
I'm
candy
gonna
bars.
go. I told you I do everything in 8s and quarters. I'm gonna do
Okay, here we go.
7.875.
7-8-7.
7.875.
He's not going to give an 8
7.875.
tonight. He's
No.
not giving an 8 tonight.
No, we gotta have
When you
we gotta have
guys do
Johnny
the- when
Walker.
you
We
guys
gotta
do
have
the blue-
Blantons. We gotta have.
So we gotta have you back for the blue.
You gotta like do a virtual or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
can
we
do
can
that.
figure that out.
You got a mic at home?
I can get a mic, man.
We'll zoom him in. We'll get him in here.
He said
Okay,
we can
Rod's
get
the same. We can got him.
I can get a mic.
one. We can get you one.
So
You know what? I don't know if I can give it an 8
That's
either.
all right.
You know what I'm saying? I do like it though. It's a different taste than what we've
Yeah.
usually had.
that's why I like it.
And that's why I like it.
It's unique.
For sure.
But no. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Did I give the last one a 7.5?
You did.
Yeah, you did.
So
This is
just
better than
average.
the last one.
You think
Yeah,
so?
this is way better than the last one.
I feel like
I
you're
don't
very
think so.
disrespectful that you just give it the same.
They always
the
try
last
to
one.
come for me for my ratings.
Yeah, I don't like his ratings.
I
I'm not gonna
always-
lie. His ratings are whack.
No. His ratings
What?
are shit.
Oh, my
They're not
God.
whack.
I didn't say all of that. I didn't say all of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if just for today, I could understand, right? The whole reason that you spray the perfume and smell the coffee sauce is so you can refresh your membrane.
Yeah.
But to have two back to back, you know what that first one tasted like, and you know what this one tastes like. You had no coffee beans in between.
Yeah.
This is better.
Yeah.
And you
Than
gave
that
this a
other
lower
bottle.
one?
But
you
I
gave this
don't know.
lower?
He
But-
gave it the same.
No, I gave it the same, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay, tell
sure.
me why. Tell me
Whatever.
why.
This is
See if
a
you're
personal
logical.
preference.
I'm gonna tell you correct.
You gotta
I
back this
don't
up.
know if I'd like the coffee in here. I don't like. First of all, I don't like coffee.
Actually, hey,
That's number
that's
one.
valid because you hate the nuts.
I hate the
Oh,
nuts.
what's
Yeah.
happening here?
Yeah.
This took a different turn. I thought we were just having drinks.
Yeah, peanuts, absolutely,
roasted nuts,
peanuts.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather hate nuts than like nuts.
There you go. Toast to that. Toast to that.
But you gotta have them. No, you don't like them though. I mean, all right. Let's continue, guys. Come on, let's stay focused.
A guy again talks on the rocks. We get a little wild. This is good. This is good energy, good vibes. And we had
Grayson,
to
what
bring
you
it
saying
back.
on there, bro? Come on now. Hum now.
Let me get comfortable. man.
Talbot's geeking like a little kid in the candy
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, he's happy right now. Tab's at his happy place.
Grayson may like nuts, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, back on track.
We back on it.
We might not have
Bring us
whiskey
back in.
insurance next week.
Hey, bring us back in.
No, I
Bring
got
us
you back in. So
Absolutely.
Talks on Rocks, you guys know how it works.
Yes.
We're gonna bullshit. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna drink
Yeah.
some not coffee.
Not
I
coffee.
might drink coffee, but
You need some coffee to wake up, bro.
Right.
Come on.
Man, I'm on that pre-workout, boy.
But before we even do that, Talbot, we got to pause.
We have to pause.
We have to pause.
Station identification.
And we have to, I have to come back on the screen, which we need to shoot that again. I don't like that video.
Yeah,
Got to
yeah,
shoot
yeah.
it again.
We'll all shoot
and then
it.
I come.
Shoot it again.
Yes, we got to
You've
do
been
that.
talking about that for
You
3
have-
months.
Well, you got me doing so many other things, Luke. I don't know when you want me to find the time to, to
Come
shoot
in here,
the video
you
clip, man.
little audio video.
yeah, man.
So,
All right, let's
thank
take
you,
a quick
Apollo.
break.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for the
We'll
sponsorship.
be right back.
Absolutely. We want to shout out our sponsor, Apollo Insurance Group. They are one of the largest health insurance brokerages out of the Midwest. They specialize in health, life, dental, vision, a lot of the things you need in regards to insurance they have. So they typically save their clients a lot of money in regards to their premium. So if you don't have someone that's helping you or aiding you through this process or this chaotic world of health insurance, please reach out to them. They fight for you, they specialize in what they do, and they're great at their job.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsor, Apollo, as always.
Always.
Again, Talks on the Rocks.
Yeah.
We got a
Trente
wonderful fella here.
Quattro.
No, of course, we got our lovely guest, Ernest, here. I wanted to tie it back in a little bit. I wanted to ask you, tell me a little bit about kind of you and Mark's dynamic growing up. Kind of how, that all evolved and stuff like that.
That could
It's
be
a
that.
loaded question.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So funny story is that my mom didn't know she was having twins. Whole time during her whole pregnancy, she didn't know.
Wow.
And I got a phone call that says she's at the hospital. And I'm 17. I'm a senior in high school, I think. And they're like, hey, she's having twins. My aunt's telling me, I'm like, having twins? We had no clue. My other brother was born first. And it's funny between the
Keith,
two of
right?
them. Yeah, I tell him all the time. You know Marquise is older than you. He hates to hear that.
Look at him right now. He's low-key mad.
I'm gonna let him have
We
it.
argued about this the other
let him
day. I
have
was
it.
like, I'm telling you, he was first. But
Let him have it.
because Marquise was hidden, he was premature. So Marquise had to be in the hospital for almost 3 months
Oh, wow.
in NICU. And Marquand came home. So Marquand came home. The day he came home, I was out on a date with my now wife. We're in high school, and I said, hey, we were going to go somewhere, and I got the call. And I said, hey, I got to go by the house. I got to go see my brother. My brother's home. Now, to understand this is I have 5 sisters and 3 brothers.
Big family.
Yeah, and 5 sisters. Is it 5?
No, it's 4.
4 sisters.
Yeah.
3 brothers.
And 3 brothers, correct.
Yeah, but for a long time, it was just the 4 sisters and me. And I was like, damn, Mom, you can't spit out a boy. Like, I'm watching all these girls. So when the boys came, I have an older brother, Jonan, when he came, he went to school with Jordan. And when he came, I was like, man, I got a brother. And then to find out she was having twin boys, I was excited, right? Yeah. So I'm out with my wife, with my girlfriend at the time, and I said, hey, I need to go see my brother. He just came home from the hospital. Now imagine that date. She's like, your brother, your baby brother. First of all, she's like, your mom's having a baby brother?
Right.
At this time, right?
Right.
So now we're 16 years apart, 17 years apart. So yeah, the first time I laid eyes on this dude, man, I was like, hey man, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And so when you ask the dynamic, to have adopted him 10 years later, it was a no-brainer for me.
Right.
My wife was pregnant with my son, so my son and him are 10 years and a day apart. So, and his brother, I should say that. So Marquise made it through the NICU, and we had the first birthday party for EJ and the 11th birthday party for him and Marquise together.
That's cool.
They hated it. We got all these little kids running around, and I'm saying to them, I'm 24, 25. I'm like, yo, you get this birthday party, you get no birthday party.
Right.
I
Which one
can't
you want?
afford to have
2 birthday parties.
Yeah, right. So we had a section for the 11-year-olds, and
Yeah.
we had a section. And I really think Luke was there at that
Yeah.
birthday party.
He should have been, yeah.
And we had a section for the 1-year-olds.
And this is when they were living with you, right?
Yeah, they were living with me at
Okay.
this time. Yeah, it was. I think we did it in Longview Park, one of the parks in Longview.
That's right
something
by
like
me.
that. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's been a great journey. I have no regrets. I would do it all over again if I had to.
Yeah.
It was very trying. It was tough.
For
a
sure.
lot of back and forth.
Shows all-
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Shows a lot about your character.
How'd you handle being 24 years old? And let's see, you took in Aisha, Trisha, Joe,
Yep.
Mark, Keese, 5 kids.
Look
had
at you,
your-
Luke.
And,
Look, that's impressive. Because I forget
Look
your
at
name.
and you had Taylor,
I had
already
Taylor.
born,
Yeah.
and you had EJ, who was just born. How'd you handle 7 in one house?
First of all, it wasn't just me. My wife was.
Yeah.
She was there more than I was. I was working.
Yeah.
So 100%.
Was Shannon working? Or no?
She was.
Yep.
Okay.
She was.
Yep.
She
Yep.
was. But she had more control over her schedule than I did.
Got it.
She was an entrepreneur, so she could make it work. It was tough conversations we had to get to that point. But I'm about family.
Yeah.
Family's the most important thing to me. So
how can you? I mean, I don't know how much you can share or not share, but when you're going through that as a 20-year-old, and you don't have life figured out, like I'm in my late 20s.
yeah.
No way I got life figured out. How did you deal with that in your relationship and really be there for your siblings, but also be there for your wife and kids?
Yeah.
Like, how'd you manage that?
You know what? We just tried to create a holistic nucleus. I would
Yeah.
say that. It wasn't about my kids. It wasn't about my wife. It wasn't about. It was about our family.
Yeah.
There wasn't this dynamic of just individualism, I think.
Yeah.
I just felt responsible for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot of pressure, a lot of weight. But she helped a tremendous amount. Like I was saying, like you would see me at the parent-teacher conferences, and I'm sitting next to your dad, and your dad's probably at this time 50 years old, and we're somewhere.
Yeah,
in
he
that
would have been
range.
in his 40s. My mom would have been in her younger 50s. They were 8 years apart. So yeah.
Yeah, so dealing with that dynamic was a challenge. I can tell you a story. I don't want to get too far off subject, but when we even bought that house.
There's no subject.
Okay, good. We even bought that house. I was outside cutting the yard one day, and my neighbor came outside and said, "Hey, welcome to the neighborhood. When are your parents coming home?" And I was like,
I own the house.
right. But I'm thinking, like, I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, my mom will be over. Like, we have a picnic or something. She's like, oh, well, I'd love to meet your parents. And I was like, and I went in the house and I told my wife, I was like, I think they think that I'm the kid here or something. But when you're the oldest, right,
Yeah.
you don't know this because you're the youngest.
Yeah.
But I'm sure your sister's older than Mark, yes? Or no? It's
No, Mark's the oldest, then Kristen,
Mark
then
will
Jordan.
tell you. So
Yeah.
when you're the oldest, when your parents aren't there, you're filling the gap anyway, right?
Yep.
You're just in the household.
Yeah.
Now that's completely different from having to actually be responsible for raising them.
Yeah. Mark and I are 20 years apart pretty much to the day. He's September 14th. I'm September 20th. Or 20. So when he was in college,
You came home.
I came home.
Yeah. So all right.
Yeah.
So that's even further. That's
Yeah.
almost me and him. We're almost close.
Yeah. That's what we always talk about. that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
talk about how, yeah.
So that dynamic is a little bit different, But needless to say, they became their own nucleus. And I know that them coming up, they weren't happy about it, but they would watch the kids
Yeah.
the same as I watched them when I was the oldest
Yeah.
son, right? And there were times that did create some freedom for us
For sure.
because we could do things because they could watch each
us,
other,
yeah.
right? Because you got, at this time, Trisha's 17,
Joe's 14,
15.
15.
Yeah, and then you got the twins, then you got the two little ones.
Yeah.
What it has done, though, to their credit, is my 2 kids are mature beyond belief.
Yeah.
My daughter is off the scale. Mature.
Amazing.
I almost have to slow her
Amazing.
down with stuff. But she was raised by her uncles and aunties.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a format of them being her siblings.
Correct.
Probably has helped you in the same respect being around Mark and your sister and Jordan because you were the youngest. So yes, you did have some restrictions because your parents learned all the bullshit.
Oh yeah.
But you also had the advantage of learning from people that were older than you.
I say that all the time. Like everybody that's older than me, I value. I share this word. I keep saying this word. It's wisdom. Everybody that's come before you's got wisdom to share, and you can glean wisdom from those people. Like you've got 20 more years. You're 44. You got almost 20 more years of life than me.
Yeah.
I can glean information from just us having a conversation. There's something for me to apply to my life at a minimum, at least one thing. And that's the same thing I viewed my siblings, good and bad.
Yeah.
Right, I saw them get in trouble. I saw that. I
I tell them all the time, don't, because the pressure was always on me.
Yeah.
It's not, don't just watch what I do, but learn what not to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
perfect. Right?
Right.
Learn what not to do.
Yeah.
So don't put that pressure on me to say I got to always be perfect. Learn from my mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think that you guys now get that.
Yeah.
But think about if you would have got that at 18, 19, 20, 21.
Man, how much further ahead we
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah. But at that point, you're like,
Yeah. I remember watching my brother Jordan. I mean, he and I talk about this, a couple of years back. We would always bring it up, but he was drinking. He was whatever. It's part of his story, but
Yep.
drugs, drinking,
Yep.
everything
Yep.
throughout high school,
Yep.
college, everything. He was like, I remember going to church one day on a Sunday, and Pastor Christian, it was Journey Church International out here in Lee Summit. Pastor Christian was talking about what example are you setting forth for not only your peers, but maybe people within your family. He
Yeah.
looked over to me. I didn't know this at the time, but he looked over to me and he said, what example am I setting forth for my brother Luke?
Damn.
And that's when he began to really make radical changes in his life of who he wanted to represent, who he wanted to become, and that what he would have been. He was a sophomore in college, sophomore, junior in college. So 20, 21 years old, and that's when he made a radical change in his life and changed, what he was doing daily. And so I remember looking up to him. I remember being him because he was the type of person when I got to, and I was in high school and he was in college. He's like, hey, you need alcohol? You let me know. I'll get it. For you.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You don't need to worry about getting it. And then like 3 years later, he was the type of person like,
Nope. Don't come to me.
you don't need to be doing any of that.
Correct.
You do that, we don't do that around here. So it was wild to kind of see that change, even for me growing up.
yeah, I was a big, staunch believer in that. Yeah, did I drink? Yeah, but I never, and I even, when I'm with my friends, I never told them, hey, go get me a beer.
Yeah.
Hey, go fix me a drink.
Soda.
Hey, go. I
Yeah.
never would make them do that. Like I didn't. I'll tell you this. I'd go to the store.
Yeah.
If I brought beer home from the store and they was getting the groceries, they didn't know they don't touch the liquor.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I was trying to set the tone, even though
I grew
knew-
up with going to your house.
Yeah.
I don't even remember
No.
you ever
Correct.
drinking.
No.
Not
Correct.
one time drinking in
Correct.
front of us.
Oh.
Not one.
I
not
drank.
one.
I just do it. I drank. You guys were upstairs. I was downstairs.
May have been a couple late night.
Yeah,
club
yeah,
nights.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come in at 2:30.
We wasn't outside. We went out the window
we
yet.
were out.
We went out the
There's
window.
Ernie's coming in.
There was no footprints on the wall.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but I never, even looking back at it now, like you never did that. You still wouldn't do that in front of us. Even if you were to come home late, you weren't doing that in front of us, showing us that was something that you wanted to be an example of.
It's funny, man. My grandfather, I was telling you earlier about my grandmother.
Yeah.
Who recently passed. And by the way, shout out to her. I love and miss her.
Absolutely.
And we will celebrate her this Friday.
Yes,
and
man.
I will get through it
Yes,
as best
man.
I can.
Absolutely.
Marquand would tell you she never missed a birthday. She never missed Christmas. I mean, when I say miss, I mean cake.
Everything.
She called them, hey, what you want on your
Everything.
cake? She called you in January.
Yep.
Your birthday's in May. She's like, what do y'all want on the cake? And the boy's like, okay, Grandma, just chocolate.
Yeah, try whatever you want.
But I'm talking about from the time I left Kansas City and moved to when I went to college. In my college mailbox was a birthday card.
Oh, wow.
Was a Christmas card. And when I moved to Houston, she still sent me. I did an Instagram post, I could set my watch by it.
Wow.
She would always send me a card. So shout out to her,
Absolutely.
shout out.
Grandma. Absolutely.
What'd you call her, Grandma?
Grandma Blanche.
Grandma Blanche.
Grandma Blanche.
Shout out to Grandma Blanche.
Absolutely.
Grandmas are crazy. They're crazy people, and they remember that shit. It's crazy
Dude,
like that.
she didn't play about it.
No.
She didn't play about it.
See, you had a good experience. For me, I grew up not really having grandparents.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, for me, my grandpa passed before I was ever born.
Okay.
On my mom's side, my grandma was 93 and I would have been in 4th grade when she passed. So all I remember was really us taking care of her,
Yeah.
rather than vice versa. And then I had a grandma and grandpa in Iowa, which are on my dad's side because he
Yeah.
was from Iowa, farm boy. And they weren't really, grandparents' day. I didn't have grandparents that were going with me to grandparents' day, so I would either A, skip, or B, I'd feel some type of way that day growing up. And my grandpa died the very next year in 5th grade. He was involved in an accident up in Iowa. He was going to a first day of work and came up over a hill and boom, hit it wasn't a snow plow, but essentially up in Iowa, whenever you get a lot of snow, it works alongside the side of a road and it's blowing snow out.
Yes.
And
Same
he
thing.
ran into one of those and died on impact. My grandma passed. My last grandparent passed in the last year, but we didn't have, ever since my grandpa passed in 2010, 2009, somewhere in there, we didn't really have the greatest relationship until the last couple of years. But she did get to hold lake,
Yeah,
which is super cool. I
Beautiful.
have a picture of us going up there and her holding lake. But yeah, no, it's super cool that you had a grandparent in your life that was involved, because I always share with people, not for pity. I don't view it as pity because I view that it's defined me.
Yeah.
I hate people that use victim mentality.
Yep.
It's not a victim.
Glass half empty.
Yeah. And victimization for me is not a thing. No. We're not a victim. It shapes who you are. Everything happens to you for a reason. I tell Mark this. Everything that's happened to him, I'm super proud of who he is today, and what he has gone through. But things have happened in his life for a reason. God wanted that to happen. Things have happened in your life for a reason. God's wanted you to go through certain things in life. God wanted you to raise 5 kids at 24 years old, plus your 2 own that you had, and God wanted you to go through that. I don't know what he was trying to teach you, but that's what he was going through.
Yeah.
And
I
so
was just paying it forward.
yeah, and
Because my grandmother, who was my grandmother, is not my grandmother, but she decided to make a commitment to raise me.
yeah,
Right. And so when I say she put the foundation in me, had it not been for her, I don't know if I would have done.
Yeah.
She would tell me that I would tell her as a 12 or 13-year-old kid, one day I'm going to raise my siblings.
wow,
She would tell me I would say that to her. I don't recall, but she wouldn't make it up.
yeah,
Right.
But from the time that they were born and kids, Christmas was like, okay, when am I going to get my brothers and sisters? As a kid, I would do that.
wow.
I had a job at 12 years old. And so whenever I
What were you doing?
I worked at True Value Hardware Store, which is right now on Gregory and Prospect.
Wow.
It's owned by an Italian family, the Gandolinos, I think is what it
Okay.
is. And so I got a job there at 12, just working in the lumber yard, loading lumber. Loading sheetrock, loading concrete.
Hard work,
At
man.
13, I started driving a forklift.
How much were you getting paid back then? Let's see, the 90s.
$4.35 an hour.
Wow.
$4.35 an
90s,
hour.
right?
Yeah, 90s. This had to be 89, 90
Yeah.
during that time. Yeah, but I was so excited. Like, I tried to start there at 11, and he said, well, you got to come back when you turn 12. And so every day I would be like, hey, I turned 12, 32 days. I turned 12 in 30 days.
Wow.
Because my grandfather, who was an entrepreneur, he would build barbecue grills. He would fix lawnmowers. So I would always be going to the hardware store to get stuff.
Got it.
Getting screws or tools or wood or whatever. And so by the time I would go to the hardware store, they don't do this now as much, but back in the day, you walk in the hardware store, there were people waiting to say, what are you looking for?
Oh yeah.
It got to a point where I would come in the hardware store and they'd be like, he knows where everything
Yeah.
is. 'Cause I was going in there so much.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been in a hardware store. Not gonna lie, I'm not the most handy person.
Yeah.
But I remember going to
What
hardware
happened
store.
when you wear Gucci sandals?
Yeah, that was a good one. We should have did that over there.
But I remember going to Ace Hardware.
Santoni's, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's Santoni's. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not quite on Gucci level, but it's
What's
it's
on
a
the wrist,
cousin.
though?
It's a cousin.
What's on the
I
wrist,
think-
though?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Kind of heavy, ain't it?
Yeah. You let me try it on. It's nice.
That's funny.
But I remember going to a hardware store. My dad taught me a lot of those values of working in the yard. Like I still, to this day, I live in my house that we talked about on the last episode. Guess
Yeah.
what? Who's mowing my lawn?
Yep.
Me.
Yep.
Well, I used to tell him and the boys, I would say, listen, if you pay for everything, what value do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
If you, because now guess what your wife thinks? She can pay for everything.
Everything.
No, you have to have value.
Yeah.
Right? There's some things that you have to do around the house that no one else can do. Otherwise, you're replaceable.
Correct.
You never want to put yourself out of a job.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, man.
You're replaceable.
Shit. Yeah, you can't be replaced. There got to be some
hits a
things
little
that
harder.
you do only, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some things that I'm going to outsource. But
Oh, yeah.
there's some things that's fundamentally that I'm going to make sure that I do.
Yeah.
And that I teach them to do. And so I'm dealing with that with my 17-year-old now.
Yeah. I had an ice maker that was causing a smell. It smelled like a burning smell in my house. Brand new house in January. And I'm like, what the heck is causing all these issues? And I'm the one taking apart the ice maker, trying to, and then I got freaking water just running out. I turned the water off, but the water's still getting all everywhere because it's withheld in the ice maker. And, I'm not calling anybody to fix that. I'm just dealing with it. You've got to be able to be willing to just figure things out. Like, I didn't know what the frick I was doing. I mean, golly, you just unscrew shit and just figure it out. Yeah, that's what I was doing. And I figured out that the engine or the motor in the ice maker was causing the burning smell. Like, I don't know if it was losing Freon or what it was that was causing it to but I mean, my whole house would reek. It smelled like
we got to find this. We got to find this home warranty for 5,201 square foot.
You got to find it.
You gotta find it. So
5550.
55.
you know what? Now I gotta look up my appraisal.
Now you want to look at his compare square footage.
Look. Front door.
What's TJ doing?
So Kwani,
Oh, he just called me a name that nobody is calling me.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Kwani.
We're editing that out.
It's
a lie.
We're not playing that game. Kwani.
That's in your phone.
Kwani.
Now, that's in my phone now. Kwani.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Don't.
Look, Ernest is so. See, I will say, I was talking to Mark. I was like, hey, I call Ernie still. Like, I grew up calling
See,
him
he
Ernie.
corrected me.
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
and I call you Ernie.
It's a top secret mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only few have been able to get away with it.
Maybe I'll get on that level one time.
You know what? You and I flip a few houses together. We can talk.
But I will say, I feel like I've been part of your family.
You've been in it.
I
You've
mean,
been in it, man.
You've been to Wings and things.
Yeah.
I sure have.
You've been on the Wings and things.
Wings and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's about that?
Yeah, you don't know. Coming soon.
Yeah.
You gotta learn a little bit more.
You asked the question about our dynamic. I gave you my answer.
Yeah.
What I'm more curious to hear about
Oh.
is his answer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's
okay,
good.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Let's
a good,
go, Mark.
That's a great question. That's
What I'll say
that's
is,
a-
see, what's hard is you don't get to hear the conversation that I have with him.
Yeah.
So I already know his answer. But I'm gonna let him answer.
Exactly.
What I can do is I can fact check for you.
Yeah,
I can say, hey,
relax. Don't do too much fact checking, okay?
Actually, I do want to say something real quick.
Yeah,
before
go
we
ahead, brother.
I do remember one thing that I want to give props to Mark about.
Yeah.
My second week on the job ever, Marquand was the guy that kind of like my mentor. And it was really cool because he sat me down and told me his story. And like coming from my household.
He told you his why.
Exactly. Exactly. And like that was the biggest thing that I struggled with when I first came in here. Because obviously I grew up I was very privileged and very happy, and I grew up in a very good household.
And nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that, and that's what I mean. Like, and it was just so crazy to hear that because I never really heard something like that, And to come in here and finally meet you, like it's so cool. Like everything comes around. So that's all I was saying. I appreciate that.
I've talked about Ernest
Yeah.
in Marquand's story,
Yeah.
like getting permission from Marquand.
Yeah.
Hey, can I share X, Y, and Z
Yeah.
of
Right.
this? Two people here.
Yeah.
I've talked about you,
Yeah.
so your story lives.
It's cool, man.
It lives on, bro. for real.
Absolutely.
A lot of people at Apollo know about you.
Yeah.
Not done for that purpose, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I
So
think.
let's hear you. Let's hear you talk,
your
Mark.
side.
Yeah. I think that
He's gonna get emotional.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna get emotional.
I got emotional a week ago. I don't know if he told you.
Can you let this man talk?
I cried.
I didn't.
I was crying talking to Mark.
Yep, he was.
About what? We'll
Life.
talk about that at dinner.
Life. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about
Wait
it.
for the dinner episode.
Oh, yeah.
We're not doing a dinner episode.
It's going to be on OnlyFans.
We're gonna make some money.
Guys,
We got to pay for the dinner episode.
yeah. No, but
OnlyFans.
I really do. I think that's a good question to look at it from a different perspective of who I was, or what I thought I was, and wanted to be at the time. Yes, I was young. I think Ernest. I think we were in the third grade.
Third grade.
Was it third grade? Yes, when he came, and to us, it was a rescue.
Yeah.
You know, to me and my siblings, it was a rescue because we didn't have the quality of life that we felt that we should have. We knew at the time, right, that it was lack thereof. Yeah. And our mother always done her best, and so no slight to her at all. Always done her best and kept us together, and always was gonna push forward. Mm-hmm. And so no slight in that degree at all. But we still knew that there was an issue, and so Ernest again was our big brother. He's the eldest, and so there was times where, we just knew he was different.
Yeah.
We were able to look up to him, and he was our light, right? Yeah. He was really our light. We believed like, whoa, we see this like when you see like Superman, you watching Superman,
Mm-hmm.
Or Batman,
Mm-hmm.
you watching,
You're like, damn, he's him.
you watching something like that.
Yeah.
It's like he was our Batman. He was our Superman. He was something that we could believe in. We're gonna get out of here. Sure. He was something that we could believe in, and so we always lived with that thought. And then when we actually made the switch, the transition of, okay, Ernest making the decision, Ernest and his wife making the decision to, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to make this commitment, and we're going to make sure that, we take, Ernest's brothers and siblings out this situation for a better life.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, Luke, at 24, 25, what would you do? would you be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's for real hard. That's why I was saying, like, man, that had to have been some tough conversations.
Yeah, very tough, very tough, and very, very, very hard conversations. But at the end of the day, a man has those conversations.
Yeah.
Yep.
A man has those type of conversations.
Step
and so,
up.
Absolutely.
Especially for family.
Absolutely. And so for me, man, I think about this all the time, and I don't share, I share my why, maybe, often, try to feed in regards to the vision and the purpose of why I do this and why it's important, so that other people can, understand it and maybe pull harder at their why or what's important to them, because I don't want surface level. Mm-hmm. I want somebody to be able to tell me, oh, well, my why is because, I want to make my wife happy. Why you want to make your wife happy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What you want to make her happy for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But I want to make her happy because she's done everything for me. What's she do for you?
Right.
What does she do for you? I want to work it backwards. I want you to have something that tugs at you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. If you don't got nothing to tug at you, I don't want to talk about it. It's surface level. Go back, rewrite it, and we can have a conversation about it later.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to do that. And so for me, I had to figure what that was for myself. I had to do that for myself, which is hard. Which is hard to figure that out.
Yeah. Right.
But my why is a part of my why is, and which Luke, and I've shared with you, Talbot, is because it's sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody sacrificed for me when they did not have to. It's a big part of my why. I could have been where I was, left alone, really not I wouldn't have met you, Luke. Yeah. I wouldn't have met the people in my life. I wouldn't have been able to flourish the way that I have if I wouldn't have had the opportunities.
Wouldn't have Miss Spencer, third grade
correct,
class.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
Miss
funny
Spencer.
because Taylor had Miss Spencer after
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
So she was like, it's you again.
Yeah, I know you
I was
already.
like, this one's going to be better.
Yeah.
She's not like Luke and fucking
No.
She's going to be better, Miss Spencer.
Yeah. We gave her a run for her money.
Yeah, we
did
sure
not?
did.
My
We
God.
sure did.
We
sure
talked
did.
in class all the time.
All the time.
I think it might be in one of your report cards.
Yeah. He talks too
Luke
much.
and Marquand are very
Talk
chatty.
too much.
Which is so fun. Like, I look back at that, and I mean,
Yeah.
I was a brand new kid going to that school.
Me too.
I lasted one semester there, and then I was gone. But that didn't change our relationship. And Yeah, I sit back there and I look at that and I'm like, gosh.
Yeah.
What would life be if I hadn't met you?
Yeah, man.
For real.
Hey, man, I agree. I agree 100%, man. And it goes back to, again, why I'm here, why I enjoy doing what I'm doing, why I enjoy helping people, why I will give my life to help somebody else because somebody gave their life to help me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? And so that's my purpose, that's my passion. And in that situation, it was my brother. And it wasn't just me that he helped, it was me, the other siblings that you named, right? I can't remember them.
Trisha,
you name them.
Marquise,
you go ahead. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Luke.
Come on now.
There you go, Luke.
See, I even remember when it was Trisha. I don't remember a whole lot of Aisha being there, but I think you and I have talked. It was short lived.
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
But I remember for sure Trisha was basement. I remember that.
Here's what I really want to ask. I want to really get into some good stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
So I need to talk to y'all about this 16th birthday party in the basement.
Oh shit.
No, I don't know if Luke was there.
I wouldn't have been
there?
there.
No, because he was at a different.
I wasn't in.
He was at a
we
different
didn't go to high
school.
school together, and he didn't invite me. So
Whoa!
Shit got real.
let me just be real here.
He just shot that, boy.
That's wild,
Mark cared
Luke.
about his
That's
South
wild.
friends more than he cared about
Whoa.
me.
Hey,
time.
Luke. That's a conversation at dinner.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, Luke. They told me now this is kind of a Facebook evolution, right? Facebook is just kind of coming up, and they like, Pops, here you go. He would always hit me. Whenever he would hit me with Pops instead of Ernie.
I knew how to get him.
He was trying
Pops.
to stroke my Pops. we just gonna do something small. We just do a little small party. So what? I said, so how many kids we talking about? He's like 25 kids. All right, so
Something small.
So Monday is 25 kids, right?
Yeah.
So then they go to school. Now they have put this on Facebook at the time, right? Now I know to talk about Facebook, you're like, oh, who's on Facebook? But
Right,
this
right.
is you were what? 16, so
2012?
13?
2012, 2013.
Facebook was a big deal.
Yeah, it was.
So Tuesday he comes home.
Right after my
He's like, oh, we got 50
50 kids.
50 kids already, RSVP. And I'm like, okay, all right, we can do 50 kids.
Yeah.
So he comes home on Wednesday.
And I didn't get one of those invites.
It was on Facebook. You weren't on Facebook.
Hey, we're gonna talk about that because I don't believe
Let's
that's
just
true.
say by the time it all got done, right?
Friday night.
Friday night, 100 kids at the house.
Oh my gosh.
We have in a cul-de-sac. You don't know. He knows. We had lived in a cul-de-sac. It was like a line, like a car line. Like a drop-off line.
It was like to pick up the kids at school.
Yeah, right. So it's like I'm counting the kids because I'm like, do we have enough?
He has a chart at the door. He's like, damn.
Oh,
All right.
Ernest is out there. Oh shit. That's 75.
I am stressing TF out. I'm stressing out. And Shanna is bonkers. She's like, I cannot believe who was watching the girls. And I'm like, you're watching them.
I got all these.
We got the basement full.
Yeah.
We just built a deck. We had the deck full.
You had a pond.
Off the deck with the fish.
Come on now.
And we're trying to keep eyes on everybody, right? And it's now we can't find Marquise. Marquise is missing. So I find him and I go off on him. Where the is your brother at? He's like, he's just my twin. I'm not in charge of him.
Correct.
I'm like, you are tonight. You are tonight.
Can I enjoy myself? Can I have fun? Can I have fun too?
Low key, who invited all these people? Preston?
No, I don't know, baby. I don't know.
Preston. That's
Preston,
funny. Preston has something to do with
He
it.
definitely did.
I don't know how 100 people got 100 kids got in our house.
This is 16 though, so they weren't drinking.
Sweet 16.
No, you weren't.
Okay.
No.
Unless they was sneaking down like they was doing.
sneaking.
They probably was. I think I did remove all the liquor from the bar
You did.
downstairs.
You did.
But anyway, needless to say, by the end of the night, we finally got all the kids out at 2 a.m. I'm outside greeting every parent, every car that pulled up. It was like an assembly line of kids.
Wow.
So I finally go in the basement, and there's throw up, there's holes in the wall, there's butt prints everywhere.
There's liquor.
Wait, yeah.
Bro, we got liquor.
So
It was not provided at our home.
This is gonna. What kind of music was played?
Oh, it was all kind of music there.
They're throwing ass.
It was balls. You don't lie.
Kiss me through
You're
the
wild.
phone.
Yeah, they was doing all
We
that.
had a surround sound in the basement.
It was
That
nice.
basement was legit.
basement
I
was
mean,
a
you had
vibe.
towers.
Yeah.
You
It
had
wasn't
towers
anymore
to
after
speak
We
that
had an
party.
in-wall fish tank.
We had,
Yep. It
we
was
had a
ruined.
150-gallon fish tank.
Yep,
in the wall.
150-gallon fish tank. Yep.
That was
You
my
still
dream.
got a fish tank?
I don't.
Nope,
I don't.
he
After
doesn't.
that, Rashawn was like, no more fish
And the
tank.
fish
Yeah.
tank was still intact.
Yeah.
You gotta
The
clean
fish
it.
tank again broke.
You got to clean it. That's the problem.
Yeah, but there were
Cleaning
multiple
those
holes. But the butt cheek prints,
Oh man.
you know, that means that they were grinding on the wall.
Yep.
Like you literally
Mark,
saw
bruh.
jean pocket prints on
Mark.
the wall.
Who is doing this,
Hey,
bro?
Did you
So I
check?
made
Did you
them-
check
I made
Mark's
them-
jeans?
No, I didn't want to go. I just made them clean up because there were red cups all up and down the neighborhood.
Oh, they were
My
definitely
goodness.
drinking red cups.
yeah, you know what that means. Okay, how do we get on the
I
subject?
don't know. I was talking about how influential you were, and then we got there.
Sorry.
I don't know how we got there.
You
We
I
know
really
what kind of
don't.
influential he was
Proposing
now.
the question,
Yeah,
he
Luke said something, and we got there.
He said, "How is the dynamic of our relationship?"
Thank you.
And you went
Thank you.
off of that. So what do you think is the dynamic of our relationship? Because here's what I will say.
Okay.
You still will say, like, I told them this as little kids. I said, this is not going to be easy. There are going to be times where you want to challenge me. Don't.
Yeah.
I said, there will come a day where we can be just brothers.
Yeah.
And I look forward to that day. But that is not right now.
Wow.
And I would always tell them that. I would always say, don't do it. And Jodan did it. Marquand did it.
Yeah.
Marquise did it. And so we had to have
Wow.
tough interactions.
Tough love.
Right? But I would still say to them, don't hate me.
Yeah.
We're going to have a time in our life where we can be brothers. And I feel like now we're at that time.
Yeah.
And that's my version of it. But that's what I want you to say.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
I want to
okay.
hear from you. Like,
Okay.
where do you feel like,
We're at now.
yeah.
Oh, got it.
That's
Yeah,
Because it's been some tough times.
it's
too.
been a lot. It's been a lot
I
of.
want to hear this.
Hey, Luke, stop feeding into it. Can you stop? I'm not going to dinner. I'm not because I know what it's going to consist of.
I'm gonna
I'm
get his
not doing
bitch
it.
ass to
I'm
dinner.
not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think that yeah, I agree with what Ernest has said. I think we've shared a lot of tough moments, and I think a lot of those tough moments was caused because, again, when you're doing a job at 24, 25, you got a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff on you, and so you
got
know
7 mouths to feed.
Exactly, and so you know it's just a lot. But for me now, where we're at, it's a beautiful thing for me because yeah, I would call Ernest back then. I would call him my father.
Yeah.
I was so proud of, you know, and I never knew my father. I never knew my dad. I never had any interactions or anything like that. But, you know, we had a conversation, Ernest and I, and, you know, I think that, I don't know how old I was, and maybe you remember this conversation, maybe you don't. But we sat down, and I think he got wind that we were trying to find our father or look for our father or ask, maybe we asked a question or whatever it was. And so he sat us down. We go to the room, the great room, and we're having a conversation. He said, hey, you guys want to know who your father are? You know, I don't know all the ins and outs or whatever. And we shared that emotional moment. And one thing that he said to me that stuck with me, was that, hey, I understand that you guys are looking and you guys are on that journey. You got to do that for yourself. I understand that. I'm here to aid if that's what you want to do. But I'm here. I'm your father. I am here. You don't got to look no further. I'm here.
Yeah.
And so for that point on, that was my dad. That was my
How
father.
old were you?
I don't know. I really don't remember that. I don't remember the age of that
Do you
conversation.
remember that convo?
They weren't quite 16 yet, but they were close. They were because they weren't driving.
No.
If they were driving, they
I'm
would've
curious
drove.
in your position when as their brother, but also a father figure in their life. I mean, the reality is you were their father. That's the reality. Even no matter how you want to couch it, no matter how
Correct.
you want to couch
Right.
it, the reality is you were their dad in this picture as they were grown.
Yeah.
They're growing up, and you're the father figure. Did that hurt?
Not hurt, but I always went into it to say that I understood that there was a future beyond this.
Yeah.
And I wanted, just let me give you a point. My kids couldn't say Marquand. they had to say Uncle Marquand. Both of them, even EJ, Uncle Marquand. They don't get to, because I knew that beyond this time period, that I got them until 18.
Yep.
After that, that's going to be your uncle. But if I don't teach you that now,
it's not going to stick.
then you're going to be like, Marquand, no. Uncle Marquand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So same thing around me thinking about the future with them. In this moment, I am your father figure.
Yeah.
But there will come a day where we're just brothers.
Yeah.
I wanted that.
Yeah.
Remember, I had 4 sisters.
Yep. Oh,
and
yeah.
just me.
Yep.
Right? So I'm dealing with girls. I named 2 of my sisters.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, Mom, you can't spit out a fucking boy?
Yeah.
Give me a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm finding friends and I don't have a brother. But all in my mind, I thought, I don't want this journey that we're having to change the dynamics of our relationship when I want to take a guy's trip with my brothers.
Right.
And have we got to that place yet? Maybe not. Because what we've been through has been so mending to our relationship. There are times that he doesn't even probably recognize. He's like, hey, Pops, what you doing? And then the next minute he'll be like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Right? And that's weird. But I get it, right? Because to be fair, like, we've been vulnerable on all of this. I never met my father. Wouldn't know if he stood in front of me. That's probably what built me to be this way, because I wanted them to have that.
Yeah.
But I also wanted them to have a big brother. You have a big brother, and you have a dad. Those are 2 separate things. There are things you share with your brother you would never tell your father. There are things you'll tell your father that maybe you don't tell your brother.
For sure.
And so I'm balancing that with all of them. And having a son who loves them like crazy, he tells them things he doesn't tell me.
For sure.
So
I was going to say, because that was my next question was, has it been hard for you since now, obviously, that they're grown and they do their own shit, but, like, has it been hard for you to kind of adapt to being that older brother instead of being, the father figure?
Yeah, I have to think about it.
Yeah.
I can't allow my emotions to send me into something.
Right.
It's like, shit, I got to think about, how do I handle this?
Because they're grown now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do I handle this as a brother?
Or do I handle it as a father
dad?
figure? Yeah.
I want to circle back because I think I want to conclude, the question that Ernest asked me. What do I think of the relationship that we have now? I think that what we have now, we're getting, like he said, we're getting there. We've been through a lot, and so we're getting there. And but I think that it's come a long way. I can call him now and say, hey, this is what I'm going through, or this is what about business, or he's watching like simple things like that I can discuss with him about now, and just be open, and we can have dialogue about it, right? Because at that point, it was so much of like, no, I'm your father. You're my son, and this is the dynamic that we have. But now, obviously, when I become a man and, I have trials and tribulations of my own, and now sometimes you need, you seek that help. And so I think we're getting to a point where we're brother to brother, and we're having those conversations, and we're having a good time. We've shared many moments since he's been here where we're having a great time, and just really enjoying each other's company and really just having conversation that we can have, because now we're both 2 men. Right? It's a different dynamic when you're a man and a boy. And so now we're 2 men and we can have that conversation and have that dialogue. And so I'm blessed.
What's kind of, sorry, not to cut you
No,
off,
go
but
ahead.
what was kind of cool, so when I asked Mark, I was like, who do you have bringing on the pod? And obviously now on text messages, you can, edit your text, right? But when you send it, it still shows at first what he originally sent. And at first he said, I got my pops coming. And then I clicked on it and it said brother. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I'm saying. He didn't even realize it. It was instinctual.
But he wants me to be the brother.
Yeah.
But sometimes he puts me in the fatherly position.
For sure.
And I'm dealing with that. Because I am always conscious of this is my mini me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, out of all the kids, and they may not, we're recording this shit.
Yeah, they're going to find out today.
He's the one that took after me the most. Not that I spent any more time with him or that I did anything different. They all had my time, but he grasped me more than any of them. And so we butt heads a lot.
For sure.
Yeah, but I have had to be conscious of what mode is Marquand wanting me to play today, right? And I'm glad you pointed out because I bet he didn't realize.
He didn't. No, I don't think he did either because he didn't even mention it. I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like, I didn't know at the
you
time.
did.
I think as an outsider looking in, who was kind of a part of it, and I got to experience it.
That's real.
I don't want you guys, and without getting emotional, I don't want you guys to lose a father-son relationship.
Right.
I think there's a time and a place for both.
Absolutely. I think it's something
really
you
do.
should cherish, either way.
I know you guys hear, I've heard both you guys say, really getting to a brother-brother relationship. But that's, the reality is.
Yeah.
You didn't start as that.
Yeah. No, you can't change that shit.
Right.
You can't change
You
it.
can't change the past.
You
Can't change it.
He just defined it in that text.
And I think the reality is that, as much as you're gonna want him as your brother, I think you got to look as Joe and Ernest is gonna feel brotherly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, but I think you got to look at Joe and Keith as your brothers, and more of Ernest as a father figure the rest of your life, because that's what he filled throughout your life.
And I think that's, to be honest and transparent, I think that's where the conflict lies.
Yeah.
For me, that's where it lies. Because
there's a level of responsibility.
correct.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I was like,
Yep.
you're my brother now.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, no. You're
Correct.
dad.
Still need you.
The training
Still
wheels
need
are
you.
still on.
Yeah,
For sure.
he's
I
like,
still
"What-
need the training
what you
wheels."
mean? What you mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I was trying to prepare you for this day where I'm telling you we're gonna be.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. What you do? Did you hear what he said earlier about the car?
Oh yeah, the cars. Where's my Audi?
Yeah. He creeps out. He creeps out. This is gonna be a good dinner conversation.
Yeah, it will be a good day.
And,
If we even get to it.
Marquand, Demetrius.
Yeah.
This is the second name.
I love that.
We're not doing it. That's edited out.
He's hated Demetrius.
That's edited
That's
out.
hey,
What is going on here? What is going
guess
on?
That's not edited out.
So
Live,
I
baby.
apologize to you.
He's hated that since football, bro.
You're hearing it from me.
Yeah, right here.
I
He's
didn't
being
know
so-
how to balance those two. I wanted to be your brother. I wanted to have those brother moments where we can just be, two brothers hanging out, talking shit to each other, and not have to worry. Because believe it or not, and Scott will tell you this, there's some things that Scott can't do with you. He won't ever do with you because you're his son.
Yeah.
No matter what level he could be 80 and you could be 50. It doesn't matter. There's some things I'm not doing with my son.
Yeah.
But there's some things I'm doing with my brother.
Yeah.
There's some fun times I'm having with my brother.
Yeah.
There's some vulnerability I'm having with my brother. There's some trust I have with my brother. But as a father, there's a level of expectation. There's there's some things for your child that you're not going to ever do in front of them.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't make you fake. That doesn't make you unauthentic. That makes you a dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And so Marquand expected dad things from me, and I just wanted to have a brother.
Yeah.
Because I've been raising kids my whole life.
Yeah.
Sure.
I get it.
And so I was looking forward. You got to understand, this was the last one. Them two was the last
They
one. I
were
was
the
like,
last ones.
when I get them two
They were
out,
the
then
youngest.
I got to deal with these other two.
Yeah.
But damn, I could complain to my brother about my son.
Yeah.
I can't do that because that's
Yeah.
like his little brother.
Yeah.
He's expecting me to be dad.
Yeah.
So that's where I got lost at because I don't know. It's no book
Yeah.
for this shit, man.
Yeah, there
There's no
isn't.
handbook. Nobody.
And I
who
don't-
do I say? Hey, I need to look up the guy who doesn't have a father, who's 24, who's raising 7 kids. I need to talk to that guy. I
Yeah.
couldn't find that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
But on the vice versa, you can also say you did that shit.
No doubt. No doubt.
You took that book and you wrote it yourself.
Yeah, what I was
Maybe I
gonna
need to.
What I was,
Yeah.
I think you
Absolutely.
should. I think
Shit,
you,
I'll buy it.
I think you really should because when you sit there and you look at everything that you guys went through, and it's still to this day, there's not an answer. Like there's not an answer you want.
Even
There's-
right now, there's not an
correct.
answer.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
There's
The
not.
text message is like,
Yeah. There's not going. It
crazy.
won't. It won't be though. But you got because this is the reality. One, you look to him as a father figure or a brother now or whatever you want to. You look to him as a brother or that you look to him as a son in the past, whatever you want to look at it as now. But the reality is there was expectations from him that
Correct.
he needed to do, and there was
Correct.
expectations from you that
Correct.
you needed to do.
Correct.
And
Yep.
That's the way it was. You can't control that. You can't control the future. You can't control the past. You can't control the now. But what you can do is you can focus on what you need to be for each other for the rest of your life. And when I say that, looking at it from an outsider in, he is going to serve as father figure roles for you the rest of your life, and he's going to serve as brother role figures for the rest of your life. And there's not going to be just brother, and it's not just going to be father. But your relationship was built off of that.
For sure.
And I think until you guys both realize that
Yeah.
and know that there's both roles and different, situations, scenarios, that's the reality.
Yeah.
That's and there is no fix. There's no fix to that.
I think that's something that we have. Hey, this Talks on the Rocks episode is getting. This is really good. This is enjoyable. I enjoyed it. But what I will say, Luke, is that I agree 100%. I think that we have to find a happy medium. Yeah. And so I'm okay with that. Like I said on the last episode, someone has been pivotal in my life, influential, someone that I looked up to. All of those people. I mean, all of those characteristics are, they can be a father figure and they could be a brother. And so I want to sum it up just like that. Brother and father, and that's what it is. Because as certain roles in my life, that's what you fulfilled. And now we're getting to a point where we can be more relaxed, right? You get a title. Let's just be more relaxed. Let's enjoy it. We know what we've been through together. And that's where we're going to the next step.
Pardon me, but that's a fucking cool dynamic.
Yeah, man. It's really cool. It really is cool.
I think that's that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
challenging on both ends.
Absolutely.
But also incredibly rewarding.
I was going to say, I think you guys need to look at it as just where you guys have become.
Yeah.
It's a defining moment for both of your lives.
Yeah.
God wanted you guys to go through that relationship for a reason.
Yep.
Maybe it was to shape you to be the dad that you needed to be. Maybe it's to shape you the way the dad that you need to be to Rocky.
Correct.
Sure.
Or whoever else comes along.
Yeah.
In your future.
Yeah. I don't know why he's putting kids on me. Wow. I don't know why he's putting kids on me.
So,
We're going to fast forward that. Wow.
So,
What's wrong with him, man? Why are you trying to do that?
yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hey, I got 2 kiddos. I think
Don't
Mark
add
should-
more to my plate.
Hey, no, what I'm going to say
Don't add
though
more
is
to my plate.
I want him to have a boy.
Yeah.
Growing up with you being involved, and I know we'll wrap up and then we'll go to dinner.
Yes.
But growing up, seeing you involved, you taking us to games, that was so fun. I enjoyed that, man. I really did. One, thank you for that. I know as a 24, 25, 26, 27-year-old, it wouldn't have been easy. I sit here and I think of myself like just even go to my nephews and nieces events now. Like, it's not fun. It's not. But, for my kids, like, you just change your mindset as you become a parent. You just do.
What I gotta do.
And like I just.
But I was living vicariously through you guys, man.
Yeah, I loved it.
enjoyed it.
I loved it. Like we were talking football, we were talking about like mental preparation before games. We had good, believe it or not, as bad as that team was in 3rd grade.
Oh, that was terrible.
we
Panthers were
had
terrible.
some good teams though. The Vipers was a good
Vipers
team.
was good.
We had some fundamentals that were really taught to us at an early age, and I'm super proud of it. Like we talk about this all the time, and Marquand had such a speed and a quickness about him that was I was so envious
I'm still
of.
faster.
I was
Yeah,
so
try me if
envious
you
of
want to.
growing up because I was.
You still got records in
Yeah.
I know,
And at Voice
he's
Bills
fast,
and
he's
at Delta
fast.
Woods. So
And-
everywhere in Lee Summit, come find me.
Grayson wants to race you, though.
Yeah.
I've handed the ball off to a lot of running backs
Yeah.
all throughout high school into my junior year. I've handed it off to Khalil and Carlos Davis.
Yeah,
I've
NFL
handed it
players.
I've
Yeah.
handed it off to
The
Keon.
Davis twins.
Yeah,
I've handed it off to
you
Keon
remember?
Hinkle.
You remember?
I've handed it off to Marquand. I've
Yeah.
handed it off to KAO Skeel and
Yeah.
Rockers High School. Shout out Hawaiian. He's a Hawaiian boy. Man, he was tough.
Shout out Hawaii.
But what I'll say is I have never, and I mean never, seen someone hit a hole so hard, so fast, so quick as I've seen Mark. And I mean that.
Because you that dog.
And you know,
He got to the second level so fast.
And once he got through there, it was over with.
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
why?
Man, run up and down the sideline.
Yeah.
What I always say is, all the time is, you know what happened when in high school is I wasn't his quarterback feeding him that positivity.
Yeah.
So he went to track instead.
That's what it was.
So
That's what it was.
looking back at it, man,
Get off your high horse.
I wish I could have still been.
He started
him
becoming
the-
a pretty boy and didn't want to get hit no more.
That too.
You go quick because you don't want to get hit? We'll just fucking run faster. But pissed me off when he quit playing ball. I was like, dude, you know how much I'm investing? You know, freshman year, they had practice at 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
So I'm getting up every morning at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And the only benefit of that is that I drop them off and then I start working out.
Yeah.
So I was
yeah.
like, okay, there's a trade.
There's a benefit.
There you go.
And at that time, Marquise was playing too.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, every morning I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you quitting football?
Yeah.
He didn't like that. That was a tough conversation. It was one of those tough
When he
conversations.
told me, because we would talk like every semester.
Yeah.
He would tell me, "Oh yeah, Marquise and I we're done playing football." I'm like, "What do you mean you're done playing football? What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Like all we knew and talked about growing up was football. That we played basketball, but I mean the reality was football. Like that's where we all
Absolutely.
that was our fun thing. I mean, we had KP on our team.
Yeah.
We had Kevin Purrier.
Yeah.
We had
Shout out-
Purrier.
shout out
we had
Kevin
you.
Purrier,
We
absolutely.
had
Shout out Kevin.
who else? We had John Rolls that was on our team.
Yeah, John Rolls, yeah,
Who else did we have on our team?
Cole Pace. Cole Pace was on the team. Colton Larkins was on the team.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys.
We had a solid team.
Yeah, man.
For basketball.
Yeah.
But I mean, still looking back at it to this
Your
day.
dad would get so stressed out.
Yeah.
Yo, he was hot.
Yeah.
I
Scott
would
was
watch
hot.
him from the sideline.
He was
like,
hot.
Thank God I ain't doing that.
Yeah. He was hot.
man.
He tried to reel us in. It was a tough
yeah.
job.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he wanted to break some clipboards.
Yeah, he did.
But he never did.
He never did.
wanted to break some.
He never did.
He coached me in baseball, football, basketball, and I tell you what, I love him for it. He taught me a lot of things
man.
growing up. Even being a coach's kid, I will say being a coach's kid was really hard.
Sucks.
It's not fun. Everybody's envious of you. Everybody doesn't like you.
Yeah.
They think that everything is
Handed
They
to
hate
you,
you,
yeah.
bro. They hate you.
and that was me. Every sport, everything was given to me because I was Scott's son. But if you know anything about Scott,
He gonna make you work for it.
if you know anything about my dad, the furthest thing was that he would give anything to you. I had to earn every freaking thing, and it's still to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Guess
He's
what?
just wired that way.
Guess what? Your story's coming next because you got a good one as well. Your
sure.
story's coming next. Yeah, baby. Your story's coming next.
That's for next
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah, maybe Mark can share that.
Yeah. I got you. I'm gonna narrate it. Well, we got the cameraman. We got the cameraman back here giving us the.
Yeah.
The,
Hey, this is long.
It's time to
Hey,
go.
It's time
I need to go home
Hey,
to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I got my lady. She's in town.
Yeah. So, and my mic's getting a little hot. So we gonna wrap it on up.
Yeah, wrap us up, Mark.
Yes, we enjoy you guys in indulging this with us. We had a great time again, back-to-back episodes with a special guest dear to me. Really, like I said, I can't say it enough. Someone who molded me. When you look at me, you see him. When you see him, you see me. And I believe in that. My mannerisms, the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I act, it's all because of this person, And so I'm very grateful that I had a man
Look at the shoes.
in my
You guys
life.
got the two buckles. on
Yeah,
shoes.
man. Man, it's
come on.
ridiculous.
Must strap game.
Yeah. So I'm grateful I had someone in my life to mold me. And just like you said, alluded to your father earlier, Scott. We are blessed to have pivotal people in our lives to have done that for us. And so I'm glad you guys have shared just this Talks on the Rocks. We talked about life. We talked about, really enjoying each other and really, taking things and looking at things at different perspectives and understanding one another.
I'm
So
really happy being able to bring Ernie on.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real. And
yeah.
I know
Ernest.
I know
Ernest.
you don't like
Correct
Ernest,
him.
but I'm gonna call him Ernie
Yeah.
because
You need to do it.
I feel
You've
like
been in the
I've
game.
earned that.
Yeah, you've earned it.
I'm
You've
not
earned it,
gonna
Luke.
lie, I feel
You've
like
earned it.
I've earned that.
I mean, he's known you since you were 7 years
going
old.
we going back to
7 years old.
the maroon Escalade with the TVs in the back. I
Don't
mean,
forget
come
the
on now.
24s. Now.
No
Yeah,
24.
24. Shit.
Okay, stop. We gotta wrap it up. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Hey, appreciate
until
y'all.
next time.
Until next time.
Right?
Next time.
Whiskey and insurance, baby.
Whiskey for the souls,
Insurance for the wallet.
Cheers, guys.